and welcome to Adventures in TV Land. Now for today's adventure, we've come to Chalmette National Cemetery in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now the reason I have come here is because my great grandfather is buried here. So let's go and check it out. Here we are at the gates of Chalmette National Cemetery. Now this cemetery was founded in 1864 as a final resting place for Civil War soldiers who died in Louisiana during the war. There were over 14,000 gravestones here from veterans of the War of 1812, the Civil War, Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, and Vietnam. Now, if you look there in the distance, you can see the Chalmette Battlefield monument. Chalmette Battlefield is where the Battle of New Orleans was fought and won by Andrew Jackson. Now, my great-grandfather's name was Samuel Ingles, and he fought in the Civil War. He was part of the Illinois regiment. We know for a fact that he was a part of Grant's army. He served at least in Vicksburg, we know for sure, because his name is actually on the Illinois monument in Vicksburg. But I believe he got cholera, either cholera or dysentery or something like that. And anyway, he was here in New Orleans at the military, the Union Hospital that was here. And he knew he was going to die. And so he wrote a letter home to his family and said, take care. He had been married before. His wife died, had a son by that marriage. Told his wife there, wrote a letter and said, take care of my son, take care of, his name was Andrew, I believe. Take care of Andy. I'm not going to be making it home. I'm going to die here. And one of his last letters he got back, his wife told him, well, I would, but Andy went off and joined the war. And so his son was like 14, and he was fighting in the Civil War at the end there. So my ancestor, Samuel Ingles, he was 41 years old when he died. And he's buried here at Chalmette National Cemetery in New Orleans. And so we've come to check him out to see where he is buried. All right. And so my grandfather is right here. Private Samuel Ingles from Illinois. It's pretty remarkable to be here. A little emotional, honestly. It's the shield, like you said, oval. Now we're at the Chalmette Battlefield. As I mentioned earlier, this is where Andrew Jackson fought and won the Battle of New Orleans against the British in the War of 1812. Now they have a few of these cannons strategically placed to kind of represent where some of the cannons were placed during that famous battle. Chalmette Monument was closed for several years after Hurricane Katrina, and it was reopened in 2013. You can actually go up the monument, up the stairs, all the way to the top, and you can get some very some inspiring views of this area, and you can see the entire battlefield, you see the Mississippi River, and a few other things depending. You even see the cemetery depending on where you're looking out at. This marker says, "Monument to the memory of the American soldiers who fell in the Battle of New Orleans at Chalmette, Louisiana, January 8, 1815. Now, the Visitor Center does have a small museum that tells about the War of 1812, as well as the Battle of New Orleans. There was a drum from the battle as a percussionist. I found that really interesting. Now this monument reads, "In memory of Major Samuel Spots, USA, who shot the first gun at the Battle of New Orleans, January 8, 1815. He died July 11, 1833. Now there are a series of markers providing historical information leading up to the house. The house used to be the Visitor Center, but has been unoccupied and not in use since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Now this house is an old plantation house known as the Mallis Beauregard House. It was built between 1832 and 1833 after the Battle of New Orleans. Well, this has been another adventure in TV land where we visited the Chalmette, I mispronounced it earlier, but the Chalmette National Cemetery and Chalmette Battlefield Monument, where the Battle of New Orleans was fought and won here in New Orleans, Louisiana. If you've liked this video, hit that like button. If you disliked, hit the dislike button. Subscribe to my channel for further content and ring that bell for email notifications. And if there's someplace that you would like to see me visit, or you have a suggestion about some future video you would like to see me do, leave a comment in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this adventure or any of the adventures in TV land, you can help support this channel by going to either buy me a coffee or Patreon and becoming a member or making a donation at either one of those two places. Thank you for watching. Until next time, that's a wrap.